today I'd like to encourage us all in our devotion to the Lord. So let's first look at 5 fairly familiar verses. First one, Matthew 22 verse 37. Love the Lord your God with all your heart and with all your soul and with all your mind. And the second scripture, Proverbs 3 verse 5. Trust in the Lord with all your heart and lean not on your own understanding. Thirdly, give me understanding and I will keep your law and obey it with all my heart. Psalm 138 verse 1 says, I will praise you, O Lord, with all my heart. Before the gods I will sing your praise. And Colossians 3:23, whatever you do, work at it with all your heart as working for the Lord, not for men. I wonder if you notice the similarities in those. All of them are talking about giving to God with all our heart, to love him with all our heart, to trust and obey him with all our heart, and to praise and worship him and work with all our heart. And that's what we're going to be talking about today, being wholeheartedly devoted to our God. So to help us further, let's look at the story of King Asa in 2 Chronicles chapters 14 to 16. Verse 2 of chapter 14 of 2 Chronicles says, Asa did what was good and right in the eyes of the Lord his God. He removed the foreign altars and the high places, smashed the sacred stones, cut down the Asherah poles. He commanded Judah to seek the Lord, the God of their fathers, and to obey his laws and commands. He removed the high places and incense altars in every town in Judah, and the kingdom was at peace under him. He built up the fortified cities of Judah, since the land was at peace. No one was at war with him during those years, for the Lord gave him rest. King Asa worked for God, and he obeyed God in what he did. Then in chapter 14:11, it says, Then Asa called to the Lord his God and said, Lord, there is no one like you to help the powerless against the mighty. Help us, O Lord our God, for we rely on you, and in your name we have come against this vast army. O Lord, you are our God. Do not let man prevail against you. King Asa honours God for who he is, and he worships him for who he is, and trusts him for who he is in the face of great battle. Let's hop across now to chapter 15. At the beginning, verses 1 and 2, it says, The Spirit of God came upon Azariah, son of Oded. He went out to meet Asa and said to him, Listen to me, Asa and all Judah and Benjamin. The Lord is with you when you are with him. If you seek him, he will be found by you, but if you forsake him, he will forsake you. And then just hop down to verse 7. But as for you, be strong and do not give up, for your work will be rewarded. And I love how Azariah here is really encouraging Asa to stand firm and to keep going, to be sure of his God, the Lord, and to worship him and to honour him and to obey him and to keep the faith, as it were. And we need this encouragement from one another. Let's be encouragers and let's be encouraged. Asa continues to do incredible things here. Verse 12, the whole people entered into a covenant to seek the Lord, the God of their fathers, with all their heart and soul. Verse 16, King Asa also deposed his grandmother, Maacah, from her position as queen mother because she'd made a repulsive Asherah pole. That's incredible that Asa still puts God first. Even with his mother-in-law, he puts God first. He was an amazing man of faith and obedience. Now everything was going well with King Asa, and he looks like a great king, a follower of God. But something goes wrong. Sadly, in his 35th year, something changes. King Asa enters into a treaty with another foreign king. And we read in verse 8, Were not the Cushites and Libyans a mighty army with great numbers of chariots and horsemen? Yet when you relied on the Lord, he delivered them into your hand. For the eyes of the Lord range throughout the earth to strengthen those whose hearts are fully committed to him. You have done a foolish thing, and from now on you will be at war. Asa sort of gave up. He lost his trust and faith in God, who had delivered him so many times before. I wonder how often we give up and how we perhaps put a lack of trust in God when things grow tough. And I know at this time, through the pandemic particularly, it's a tough time and we can become weary in doing good. But let's not. Let's be faithful to our God, who is faithful to us. Show God and those around us that we're in it for the long haul, whatever the circumstances, that God is worthy of our love and our trust and our praise and our work and obedience. So how is your heart? Are you loving God with all your heart? Are you trusting him, obeying him, praising him, working for him with all your heart? Let me encourage you, as Azariah encouraged King Asa, to go all out for God, to put your trust in him, because I can do all things through him who gives me strength. So today, let me encourage you to seek the Lord in everything and give him your whole heart, because he deserves it. He gave his for you.